It's daytime! I'm Buster the Fox, and welcome to a new series that I like to call Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Deck Maker. So since this is the first episode in the series, let me go over a little bit of what this is about. So some of you may know that we have a other series on this game on the channel called Ladder Battles, where I go into the PvP arena and try to get as high as possible. Recently we got to Platinum rank. Well, not really recently. It was actually a long time ago, but I got myself back up lately. But that's not the point of this video. What I like to do in ladder battles is, obviously I'll try to get as high as possible, but I also kind of used it to show off decks that I'd been working on, and I haven't been able to do that lately, because I've been working on a ton of different decks recently, but all of them require stuff that is, like, really hard to get. Like, either it takes a lot of gems to get here, or it's a reward for getting to like level 40 or something like that. So I have no way to complete the deck without just doing a huge grind. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Also, you may notice these things on the side. This is not a new overlay or anything that I've added. No, this game now has a PC release. It's on Steam. You'll notice I have the mouse cursor. It's the best thing ever to happen to this game. Anyway, that's not the point of this. Oh, and also there's a GX Dual World now. Yeah, that's a thing. But, right, this isn't an update video on all the new things in Duel Links. This is to show off deck builds that I've made. So you can see I'm playing as Crowler here. Those of you who play this game already know where this is going. I'm going to show you my deck build. So this is an Ancient Gear deck. Let me go ahead and hit edit so I can show off, first of all, the cool new deck editor feature, as well as this. This is the coolest thing. It shows you all the information about all the different stuff. But, yeah, this is the deck. I named it Ancient Gear Solid because that's a great pun. Middle Age Mechs is the skill. Come on, go down. Why won't it? Whatever, I guess I can't go down. Anyway, it just begins to duel with Ancient Gear Castle activated, which is nice, and we only have access to one copy of this card otherwise, which means you kind of have two, because the skill gives you one for free, and then you can have another one. So what this does is it increases the attack of all Ancient Gear monsters by 300, and then you get a counter on the card every time a monster is normal summoned or set, and then you can tribute the card to tribute summon a monster that has more than 5 stars. However, the amount of counters determines how many monsters it counts as. So if it has one counter, then you can summon a level 5 or 6 monster, but not a level 7 or 8. If it has 2 or more counters, you can tribute it for anything. So it's kind of a give and take sort of thing, because it gives all of your monsters a cool 300 attack point boost, but also there's a lot of monsters in this deck that take tribute summoning. Summon something. My coffee has yet to kick in. Anyway, so this is a very nice card, especially when you have 2 of them. And then I went ahead and threw in Gaia Power, which increases the attack of Earth monsters by 500, but also decreases their defense, which has been a problem in the past. And then there's also Ancient Gear Take, which increases their attack by 600. I should do it down here. But then if it's destroyed, you inflict 600 damage. So this deck is very much about powering up your monsters, which is important because you have Ancient Gear Soldiers, which are very weak, as you can see, 1300 around the board. And then we have the Knight, which is pretty strong at 1800, but he only has 500 defense, and he's a Gemini monster. So the biggest thing about this deck is that every single Ancient Gear card, except for one of them, which I'm not actually playing in this deck because I don't think it's very good, they have this effect where when it attacks, your opponent can't activate spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step, which is super useful, which means that they can't kill your monsters with Mirror Wall, or Wall of Disruption, or any other sorts of things that screw you up during the battle phase. Instead, when you enter the battle phase, it'll prompt your opponent, hey, it's the battle phase, this is your last chance, to use stuff. So they'll do that, and then if they have a Mirror Wall, they'll have to play that during the battle phase before I attack, which means that I just have to not attack. And it still stops me, but it doesn't destroy my monster. So that's why that's powerful. This card completely gets shut down by that effect. Enemy controller also kind of gets shut down. They have to use that and Windstorm during the battle phase instead. But, I mean, those two aren't really shut down quite as much. The problem, mainly, is that Ancient Gear Knight is a Gemini card, and he has the same effect here, but you have to Gemini summon him to get it. So, he's kind of one of the weak points of the deck, but at the same time, with that attack, he's pretty much the only beater that you really have. So yeah, he's kind of a weak spot. Also, we have Ancient Gear Beast, which takes only one tribute. He does the same thing, however, he also negates the effect of opponents' effect monsters, which he destroys by battle, including in the graveyard, which means if he destroys Blue Dragon Summoner, or Man-Eater Bug, or 4-starred Ladybug of Doom, no matter what, it gets negated, even if it's in the graveyard. Say he destroys, let's see, where is this guy? I'm looking for, well, let's use this guy as an example. He does something similar. This card, Blue Eyes Wyvern, he's actually part of a Red Eyes Wyvern. He's part of the Red Eyes archetype, which is actually very popular in the metagame right now. And his whole thing is that he banishes himself from the graveyard to summon a Red Eyes monster from the graveyard, which people then use to summon Red Eyes Black Dragon or Zombie Dragon. If you get destroyed by Ancient Gear Beast, you can't activate that effect because you're in the graveyard and your graveyard effect is negated. It's quite nice. On the other hand, we have Ancient Gear Engineer. He's not very strong again, like the Soldier. However, you're going to be powered up by Ancient Gear Castle, and then we have these two, plus another Ancient Gear Castle that I can play on top of that, to power these guys up, so that's sort of the big thing. So he obviously has the same thing where you can't activate spell or trap cards, but then, if he attacked, and he also still has to be on the field for it to resolve, I tested it by letting him attack into someone and then get killed. It didn't work. You get to destroy a spell or trap card that your opponent controls. Super, super nice, this. Your opponent will set all kinds of cards, and then you summon this guy, and then you attack, and then you can just destroy all of their setup. It's awesome. Especially if they have their own field spell, right? You can destroy that. Oh, by the way, this is kind of the white elephant in the room. White elephant? No, just elephant. White elephant is a thing where you give gifts. Anyway, fusion monsters. These are here for no reason other than to psych out my opponent. That's it. Make them think maybe I have a fusion deck. I don't think it really would change the way they play at all, but whatever. I've seen people run all 5 in the fusion deck, but I feel like that makes it too obvious that you're not actually doing a fusion deck. Unless, I mean, there's the XYZ monsters lately, with the Dragon Cannon and whatnot, but whatever, that's all they're there for. Anyway, this deck, it may look complete, but I want this. Spell Gear, Crowler's level 40 level up reward. What does it do? Send 3 Ancient Gear cards you control to the graveyard, which can include monsters as well as spell cards. Ancient Gear Castle, Ancient Gear Tank, for example. You send them to the graveyard, then you can special summon an Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, and one from your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, because normally they can't be special summoned. Then destroy all monsters you control, which, if you have to send 3 Ancient Gear monsters to the graveyard, you pretty much have to destroy whatever you have, unless you're already ahead, in which case you probably don't even need this. But yeah. And then you can't normal summon or set until the end of your next turn, which is fine because under the best conditions, you'll have 2 Ancient Gear Golems on the field after this. I mean, if you don't have one in your hand, then it pulls one out of your deck anyway. It's just a really nice card, I feel like it is anyway, and I really want to get it, and I feel like it will increase the usefulness of my deck tenfold if I get it. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm trying to get Crowler to level 40. Luckily, there's a 1.5 times XP event right now, and here's the Vagabond. So now that I've shown off the deck and explained what it can do, it's time for me to show you what it can do. Let's see, what is the actual no special summon set'll do? So this deck doesn't really do any special summoning, so that probably won't affect me at all. Alright, so we're going to show you some PvE. And now, I mentioned before how I have ladder battles. So there's the free Gear Castle coming out. And I don't want to show off decks that are not technically finished. Oh, and here, I just summoned the Soldier, who, yes, he's weak, but with the boost of Castle, goes up to 1600. Plus I have this other stuff in the back to support him. That's kind of the idea that I have in mind for this. Dice Foon. Ooh, that's a stupid card. I hope he rolls a 1 or a 6. Yay! Wow! Oh boy. But yeah, Gladiator Beasts. These guys are very popular in the metagame right now, and I hate them. They're really annoying. I'm gonna just let him attack me. And Mirror Wall, because I don't want him to live. Please die. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to use my unfinished decks in the actual series, you know? So that's why I decided I wanted to do this. To show off my... Oh, by the way, he gets an animation. I'll let us watch. Pow! I like that animation. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So I don't want to use... Yeah, see, Battle Phase, because I can't, otherwise, he can't use that when I actually attack, so he has to do it during the Battle Phase. Yeah. I think I got the gist of what I was trying to say there down. By the way, I'm actually going to tribute summon this guy because Soldier is not very powerful on his own. Battle Phase, impenetrable attack. You take no battle damage. Great. Okay. So yeah. I might do ranked duels occasionally. This is actually a pretty competitively viable deck. Watch this. Gaia Power. Pow! So good. Now, I have to make sure not to attack with this... Okay, whatever. It doesn't... Jeez! Just play all of your stuff, why don't ya? Destroy all of my cards. It doesn't matter. Just die. But you can see, it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, that they can't play spell or trap cards when you attack. So they have to do it early, and... I guess it didn't really make much difference here, but in many different cases, it makes for giving you an advantage. And I'd say this is the second most competitively viable deck. Oh, I'll send D-Loner the Vagabond, I guess. That's, by the way, I always send opening hand 1 card, because it gives you the most XP at the end. Let's go ahead and do one more duel, I guess. Yeah. So after this duel, why don't we take it to PvP, maybe? Maybe. I'm not sure. I guess it would be fine, because I'm in Platinum 1, and I can't possibly go below Platinum 1 for losing. Alright, so here is the Ancient Gear Castle. If you have it, always play it first. The reason for that, I mean, play it before you summon at least, because then it'll get the counter on it. If you play it after you summon, the second one's not going to get your counter. And then, of course, you use the counters to tribute summon guys, like we did the Golem in the last duel. Alright, so let's go ahead and summon this guy. And Adhesion Trap Hole. That's fine. If I had Gemini summon this guy, then he would have taken the brunt of that Gemini Trap Hole. Probably, I guess. I mean, you never know what the AI is going to do. It's kind of stupid, but... you know. Machine assembly line. That actually helps my guys, too. Oh, but I know what's going to happen here. You're going to get mirror walled to death. Kapow! So, this deck is also very nice in that it can summon strong guys like this. And then I can do this. And then do that. Note that this guy started with 1,800 attack points. He now has over 3,000, which means I'm about to get the over 3,000 damage boost thingy. Of course, there was also the machine assembly line to thank for that, but whatever. He had 3,000 on his own. So yeah, this deck is alright. I've been seeing a lot of Ancient Gear decks online. Excuse that cut, I just got some saliva in my throat and had a huge old coughing fit. Anyway, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Ancient Gear decks during the KC Cup. Not so much in actual ranked duels, but just because it's kind of tradition, isn't it? Let's go ahead into ranked duels, and I'll show you how well this deck fares. So, as we do in the ladder battles, we're going to skip the loading screen. Be right back. Never mind, it loads a lot faster than on mobile, whatever, however you want to say it. So we're fighting Pegasus. Let's see what we've got. Middle-aged Max, what's your skill? Mind Scan, yep. Okay. So, hey, look at my Wall of Disruption. You sure don't want to summon anything, do you? Or attack me, or whatever. Alright. So let's see what you've got, Maximilian Pegasus. I'm not too worried about figuring out what their names are, but then again, I can do that. It's, I'm gonna call him Kylo Ren 1986, because it looks too similar, you know? Oh, by the way, I've also noticed a lot of people taking ages to take their turns while playing the PC version. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe it's because I'm playing against mobile version players, and they're... Oh, it's a 6 Samurai deck. This is the first 6 Samurai deck I've seen. These guys were added in a recent pack, and I've been meaning to check how good they are. I don't know how good they are. It's interesting. Okay, so he did not attack. He clearly sees the Wall of Disruption. Alright, so I'm going to actually tribute my soldier, because I'd rather keep the attack boost. Plus, if I get the Ancient Gear Golem, I can use that to summon it. Enemy controller, okay. That's fine. I have enough defense points to withstand whatever he's going to throw at me right now. So, 6 Samurai monsters are monsters that have really nice effects, but their effects only work if there's 2 or more of them on the field. So this guy, he can attack twice during the battle phase, and if he would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up 6 Samurai monster you control instead. But you have to control another 6 Samurai monster with a different name for him to be able to use that. So right now he's not so great, so I'm assuming that a 6 Samurai deck needs a lot of support from cards like Enemy Controller to stop your opponent while you summon your other dudes. Parallel Twister, that lets him send one of his cards to the graveyard, then destroy probably this, or that. I don't know, they're both good cards, and he can see that because he has Mind Scan. Either one would be a pretty good choice on his part. I think I'd most dislike losing Castle, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to lose either one. Okay, fine. I have another one of those, so that's not as big a loss. It also means, though, that if I summon or draw into a Golem, it's not going to be good. You contribute a 6 Samurai monster you control to target one monster on the field. So he's going to tribute this guy to kill this guy. Cool. And then Wall of Disruption won't be as big a deal because he'll have only one monster on the field instead of 2. I'm still going to use it, I think. Maybe. Actually, you know what? I think I'm not going to, because the whole MO of a 6 Samurai deck is to make sure you always have 2 on the field, right? So he's gonna try to get another one. That's just how it's gonna work. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna summon you. Oh no, he's far too weak. But it's okay, because Ancient Gear Tank to equip him. And that's sort of my MO. I'm going to summon these weak guys who have a really good effect, and then I'm going to power them up with equip spells and what have you. Just to make them viable. Kind of. Alright, let's battle phase, please. Show me what you got. Now is the time if he's going to flip it over. Super Rush. See? See? This card is now kind of useless. He's going to choose Earth, and then I'm going to end my turn. But see, now my monster does not get destroyed. Ugh. I've learned tricks to how to straighten out the camera. But in order to do that, I have to pull it to one side. Alright, we've got another set card. And he does not bring himself to defense position. Interesting. Okay, so this would be a bad idea, because he has 1500. He wouldn't get the power up, and he wouldn't be able to defeat that. So I'm going to save him, and just go straight to the battle phase, see what you've got underneath there, if anything. It's an enemy controller. Okay, so I just noticed he's top decking right now. That's nice. Alright, that's fine. Either of my face down cards, which he can still see, by the way, is either of these will be able to stop this monster. But if he gets another 6 Samurai card, then he can summon it and then tribute it to kill this guy. Which he probably will now, right? If this card attacked face down a defense monster, you can destroy it. Yep, he's going to distribute it. But see, this guy's got 1700 attack, so he's actually kind of decent. Oh well. Pow. But hey, take 600 damage. I think once you do 1000 damage, you can get him to 3000, or maybe you have to get him down to half to, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use this, to actually get his mind scan to turn off. I don't remember. I should probably make note of that, because a lot of people have been using Pegasus just because mind scan is a good skill in general. Alright, that'll work. So now he does not have anything to stop me. He has nothing in his hand. He has nothing on the back row. Let's finally, hopefully, turn off mind scan, right? So I'll do 1000 damage. Alright. And I still have a mirror wall in the back, just in case. And he's top decking, so hopefully he'll get something he can't even use. That's always the hope, isn't it? Alright, good. It's a set card. Let's see what we get. It is another Ancient Gear Knight. Knight. But instead of summoning that, actually, you know what? I will summon it, because that might be a card that he can't actually use. And if I can get an attack off with both of these guys, then I win. I was thinking I would normal summon, you know, Gemini summon this guy so that he couldn't activate that. Ah, you suck. He can, see, that's the problem with this guy. He has 500 defense, which sucks, and because of the prominence of enemy controller and Windstorm in the metagame, that means that they get killed very super fasty. Now, why did he set that? That's scary. Oh well. Anyway, and there's my own Windstorm. I'll go ahead and set that. Pro tip, always change to attack position before you Gemini summon a Gemini monster. Otherwise, you won't be able to change it back. Anyway, let's do that. He's probably just trying to protect himself. Each per turn you can destroy... Yep, he's just protecting himself at this point. No. I don't want to play Mirror Wall during my own turn. Thank you very much. Alright. But yeah, you can see that this deck does okay for itself. I don't feel like it's as good as it was when it first came into prominence, but it's still pretty good. It's pretty competitive. What's this? You can target a spell or trap card, destroy, and you have to have another one though. He surrenders. Okay. Well, yeah. It doesn't exactly wipe the floor with people, but it does okay for itself, and I feel like when spell gear is in my possession, it might be even better. Oh yeah, I need to get that SR ticket because I'm working towards a specific card right now. That's for another deck that I'm building. I can think of 4 off the top of my head. There's this one, there's one, oh, I get a thing, probably for the event. Yes, for the event, which I've already done everything for, so these are completely worthless to me, but whatever. Anyway, that's my Ancient Gear deck. It works okay. It's kind of like everybody uses this, but still, it's a nice deck. I thought it would be okay to usher in the new series with something like this. So, yeah, that's one of the decks I'm working on. It's gonna take Crowler a long time to get there. But yeah, we're getting there. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe before you go. But until next time, goodbye everyone. It's nighttime.